what's happening tonight and why you guys are doing this.
I mean, the reality is we're doing it to keep abreast of retail. You know, with any retail store, the golden rule is it really ages over a period of maybe 5 years if you're lucky, 8 years if you're unlucky, kind of thing. And you really don't want to extend it longer than that, because the store gets tired, people get familiar with it, and it no longer is exciting. And our stores are all about destination shopping. And so to create a destination store, the essence of it is you need to encourage people to jump in their cars at 5 o'clock in the morning, drive 200 kilometers past 20 other stores in order to come to you. And if it's worth doing that, then you've achieved the goal and the true definition of destination. And so part of what we're doing now is making the store more interactive, making it more friendly, making it more informative, creating an environment that's more personalized, customized. So all those things, and convenient, I guess. So where you try and have destination, the antithesis of destination is convenience. So we're trying to get destination, but with an element of convenience.
100%.
And so redoing the store is all about trying to achieve that. You'll see.
You're obviously doing it back for your customers as well, for all their support.
Yeah, so that's obviously a big thing to try and keep them, because you can't take customers for granted. And you know, the most dangerous customer you can have is the so-called satisfied customer, as opposed to raving fans. And when you have satisfied customers, the reality is they're pretty much inclined to shop all over the show. You know, I guess in other terms we would call them promiscuous.
Yes.
And you don't want to have promiscuous customers. You want to have as loyal, dedicated a base as you can get. And our whole emphasis in retail at the moment is to increase the number of VIPs.
Correct.
So the more engaged we can get people, the more inspired we can make them, the better off we think our business will be. And we think long term our customers will reward us for that.
Reese, congratulations on your brand new revamped Woodmead store.
Thank you, but I can't take the credit for that because the team have done it. I have been elsewhere and been absent, and the team have done a wonderful job. And I mean, I was just thinking about it a little bit earlier. If you think that this is in the bottom tip of Africa, and then you look at South America, Australia, New Zealand, etc., you won't find anything near this. It's a remarkable store. And what I do love, I've always had a passion for custom fitting. And what I do love is the downstairs, where they've got those wonderful booths and master fitting, and it's just such a great experience. So I think the team have done the most amazing job.
Shame, Reese. And you know, there's so many different technologies there. And what you don't also know is you support FlightScope, which is a local business.
Yes, FlightScope make fantastic stuff.
They make fantastic
yes,
stuff.
I know the guys well, Ian Frost and
and you
yes. And I used to when I used to go to the PGA show, I always used to go and talk to the guys and get up to date with what's happening. And they've done an amazing job. And when you consider that they won that court case against
they did against
and that was an achievement deluxe, because when you take on a guy in the US, you need to have real courage. And so that was just too fantastic.
Well, Reese, all of us, we were sitting here now and we were saying to ourselves, when we were all kids, this was such a destination.
Yes.
You know, I remember out of Potchefstroom, a small little town, and my dad once brought me to Woodmead.
Yes.
And there was nothing, you couldn't sleep. The excitement, and we were sitting here with Ryan and Arthur, and they were sharing the exact same stories of how many times we would come here, probably not even always buy something, but spend 4 hours in the shop, because it's
and we used to love having you guys in the shop. You guys as in people at large.
Yes. Well, we are so grateful for what you guys do for the golfing community, and thank you for putting us in such a modern space and for reinvesting into the golf community, which is such a growing community at the moment.
And you know, when we put up the store in the beginning, it was a terrifying experience, because we put our life and souls into it, and there was nothing around here. I mean, there was no buildings, there was no nothing, and we only chose it because it was on the confluence of two major highways. And our customers all said, "You're mad, it's too far out of town." And then it was like that Las Vegas thing, build it and the people will come. From the moment we opened, the people came, and we could relax a little bit.
Honestly, Arthur, I don't think OG understands this, how much Arthur and I appreciated that right initially, when the show was really not even on the map yet, that OG said he'll come onto the show and talk to us. We are so privileged tonight. OG's here at the launch as well tonight. OG, what do you think?
Oh, the changes to the Pro Shop are spectacular. I mean, I think that the line of thought throughout the evening has been what we've seen this store to be like. I mean, I remember years when I was at Tech and we used to come, there used to be a shop here, the Levi's shop.
Yeah,
And
100%.
right, and
Yeah.
we would come there to come buy cheap jeans, and everyone would always say, get in a taxi and get off by the Pro Shop. You sit on the right hand side, and when you see the Pro Shop, get off there and you just walk down. So it's been such an awesome landmark for all the years, and to hear the stories that Reese and Daryl are talking about of how they actually started here when there was nothing else around here, and to see what they've done with the store now is simply superb.
OG Malefe's got a golf day. He's got actually 3. It's Durban, Cape Town and Johannesburg.
We're working on Durban. Cape Town is done.
It's done.
Joburg is coming 3rd of November.
Okay.
So that's what we're working on. That's going to be awesome. We're looking forward to it. Shout out to the Pro Shop as always. They're supporting us as well. They're going to give us some prizes. The team always show up. Bryden Rose and the team always come through to play as well. So it's going to be awesome to have them involved again.
The role that you play in diversifying the sport, you know, because we had Heinrich Breiners on the other day, and
Yeah.
Arthur and I really are breaching these conversations. It's incredible to see. If I see that tonight,
Yeah.
the balance between black and white,
Yeah.
and look at the cues as well.
Yeah.
You know, and I said to Arthur the other day, if you go to a Hot Shots now, how many people are actually on the range
Yeah.
getting into golf? And what a role you play.
No, it's funny you say that, because I said to Dan as well, or to Bryden actually, to say, I've been to Hot Shots, but they were still building and it wasn't done yet. But I've actually sent people to go there just to experience it,
Yes.
because it's a completely different part of the game. And for me, you know, I'm all about growing the game
Yes.
and getting people to start. And it's institutions like that that kind of takes away the fear factor from golf. So get people started there. Next thing they'll be at the Pro Shop. Next thing they'll be signing up to, you know, play more golf. Next thing they'll be signing up to a golf club. And that's how we need to build those steps. So for me, growing the game is really important. And that's what the golf day kind of is about. And that's just the stepping stone to the bigger work that we do as a foundation.
As you'll see just now, how beautiful it is inside. Bryden, let's talk about what you guys have done here today.
Arthur, it's a pretty special evening. I mean, tonight is a night where we get to celebrate quite an iconic establishment here behind me. You know, the Woodmead store has been around since 1995. It was a move for the Pro Shop, which was led with a bit of skepticism. Back then we had a store in Commissioner Street. You know, you and I were probably a little bit of a distant memory back then. But these are the stories that we've heard in between. So yeah, there was a store back in Commissioner Street. The warehousing was slightly off-site, and obviously all the head office operations operated from then. You know, the goal back then was to place stores within city centres. It's where the traffic was. It's really where, I guess, the population was moving in and around. But as that area of town started to become more crime-ridden, you know, there was really a drive to move the store into a new destination. At that point in time, Woodmead was pretty underdeveloped. Macro was the only store that was in and amongst the area. And from here all the way down to World of Golf, it was just barren land. So this was the birth of the Woodmead store. Shortly after, the Value Mart followed. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much where the store started.
Okay, nice. And why upgrade your retail space? What drove you guys to upgrade the retail space? Because it was already really good at that point in time.
Yeah, really good question. So we've been on a drive to update our corporate identity through a number of our stores. So if you've been down to our N1 City store, which was recently revamped, you would have seen a lot of the elements that are carrying through the store here tonight. But for us, we had updated the N1 City store, and that was almost our new landmark within the group. And for us, the Woodmead store, the last time we had kind of revamped it was around 2013. It was actually the first time that we had punched a hole through the floor. This still used to be a single-story store, and we wanted to get it back to flagship status. You know, it's a really good store, but the fixtures and fittings are kind of started to date, and we felt like we had a responsibility to our customers, our partners, our friends, to put our best foot forward and provide them with a really excellent golfing experience. I'm hoping that's what you saw here tonight.
Your customers that literally walked in here yesterday and last week, and they've purchased either their shoes or their first starter golf kit with you, or a bag that they're going to take with you. What's your message to those customers?
Albert, firstly, that we are incredibly grateful for their support. Without them, we don't have the privilege of doing this. And as I said earlier, we're golfers. We love the sport. We love being retailers. And to have customers walking through our doors supporting us is really the ultimate reward for us. So for me, it would be a massive thank you, and I hope they enjoyed their shopping experience with us.
When the Pro Shop is running their annual seasonal sale, I know for a fact that you get people coming out of small towns you don't even know existed in South Africa to come to the particular Pro Shops and to benefit from that. That's a big thing for you guys every year, huh?
Definitely. I think there's certainly a different customer that visits us over those periods. You certainly see a spike in transactions, but man, we put a hell of a lot of preparation into these events. So just to give you a bit of background to it, I mean, we'll typically start planning for a major sale like what's going to happen on behind us now. That planning will probably happen about 4 to 5 months out. It starts with supplier negotiations. You're talking about deals that you want to run. You're then securing media space and obviously making sure that there's a flyer to support it, in-store bus stops. You have to make sure that flyers are printed on time, that TV ads are secured on time, that products delivered to stores on time. So from a logistics perspective, there is an incredible team that you're not necessarily going to see within the stores. And I think I just want to take this time just to honor those individuals. There's a full back of house team, from the accounts team to the merchandise team to the logistics team to the back of house operations team that the day-to-day customer doesn't see. And ultimately, those guys all play a very important role in pulling something like this off.